Alright, so I've got you paired up with Glenn Perkins, okay? So I think really today we were just tired because we threw a ton of pivot picks. You got here really early, which is great. I don't think there's really anything wrong with how you're throwing. I'm just going to show you this. You'll be able to see this in the other video as well that I posted. But so I'm seeing you move down this line very well. Okay, so if I look at your head and I watch Glenn's head, looks almost identical. So your direction is very, very good. I look at your arm. It's getting up in a similar fashion that Glenn's does. I watch your glove side. It's moving on your chest side like I see Glenn's doing. So pretty much everything is checking out. Okay? From the side view, I felt the same way. I thought most of what you were doing checked out. Okay? So the one thing that I see is different is that front foot. So I want you to watch his front leg. Now, there are two different styles. Glenn kind of kicks his leg out, extends it. If you watch Jake Arrieta, he kind of pinches. So if you can imagine Glenn, instead of extending his leg, keeping his right knee bent like this all the way down the mound, those are the two styles of how guys do this. Okay, so Glenn is an extender away from him. Okay, you might be a pincher. Maybe your left knee is bent a little bit instead of extended like this, but it should still be on your chest side the whole time. So notice out of your leg kick, boom, we look the same. Boom, we look the same. So far, the only difference I see is that your hand is a little bit over here, and your leg looks the same as his, right? His hand is over here, okay? I don't see anything different with the foot yet. What I see is when it goes to hit, that's what happens, okay? Notice where his hits. So his hits slightly inside the line of his back foot. So he is throwing slightly across his body. If you want to think about it just perfectly in line, I don't care. Okay, but you can see that you're stepping out slightly. Okay, so you're doing this to open your hips. So stepping out is an effective way to open my hips. It's just not an efficient way. Okay, because it will change my direction and make it harder for me to actually clear hips. Okay, so when Glenn decides to open his hips, his right foot completely opens and his right knee completely opens. Notice how yours never gets cleared until right. Oh, it really never clears out. Okay, so that left knee is just kind of getting in your way where it could open up and allow your hips to get through. Your arm, your glove side, your timing, your right leg, all are fantastic. I love how I see your right leg extend right here. So as soon as you get this sense of extending, your left foot, instead of stepping left, all it needs to do is open up. So in hitting, we actually hit off more of a closed front hip, right? In throwing, we want that foot to open up. Last thing, you might not have to even focus on how it hits. In my opinion, you should focus on how it gets there. So if we see a path that stays more over here, swings a little bit, oftentimes you never have to think about that. So the reason why your foot does what it does is because it starts creeping over here sooner than it needs to. If you leave your foot over here longer, it tends to naturally just go, holy crap, I should open up right now. So those are my thoughts. Really, dude, you do a lot of things very, very well, whether it's hitting or throwing. So I think one thing that I encourage you to do outside of these specific things is just take more video of yourself. Right? You learned a lot in 2 days just by seeing yourself. So become more aware of what you're doing. This might not be easy if you just listen to me and try it. If you videotape it, it might take 10 throws, and then you'll go, oh, I stepped out there, instead of opening my foot, I stepped out there, oh, third time I got it. So if you're not videotaping this, it might be harder for you to make these adjustments. It might be harder for you to feel what you're seeing. So there's typically a disconnect between what we actually do and what we think we do. Right? The first step in doing what we think we're doing is knowing what's actually happening. And we talked about that yesterday in the beginning.